Welcome to Nobody's Off Limits, where women are seen and heard. It's your girl Lala E, and on this podcast, we discuss topics like dating, relationships, and day-to-day life issues. I would like to welcome a very special guest. Her name is Ashley. She is newly in a relationship, just like me. Yay!
Yeah, my man.
My man.
Thank you for my man.
My man.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm hot.
It is hot in here.
It's hot in Florida.
It is burning.
Yeah, like I don't know what a good Lord cooking up there, but
I kid you not, I walked outside and girl, I was at church yesterday, and let me tell you something. As soon as I walked out the door, I was sweating bullets. Literally whole bullets.
God said come as you out, but he ain't want you coming smelling like that.
Before we begin, I would like to give a special thanks to our sponsor, Peggy Locks. If you are looking for crochet passion twists, butterfly locks, she has the most reasonable prices in West Palm Beach. You can message her on Facebook at Sean Collins, SHON, and her last name is COLLINS. So today our topic is, what are red flags in a relationship? We both have dated very, very, very interesting men in this world. You understand? So, so what are your red flags in a relationship?
I don't know, like, okay, so start one. Like, we gotta start this back. I've only been in like 3 relationships in my life. I'm 25, so yeah. I what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very, as some people would say, I'm very picky. I don't think I'm picky. I just know what I want.
She's picky.
That's a biased opinion, but so yeah, I haven't experienced everything in the world, but my red flags, I feel like my red flags are a little different from other people. So like, mine isn't, the norms, like controlling and obsessive, and mine's just more like on a comfortable level. Like, if your man can't leave clothes at your house, that's a problem.
Red flag.
Yeah, like if y'all can't just relax on a Saturday doing nothing, like y'all gotta go out flogging, that's a flaw. That's a problem for me. Like, I'm such a homebody person, and like I have yet to like publicly display my man now.
I do.
Like, don't get me wrong, people know like I got a man, but like I ain't this my man, you see my man, yeah. No.
I feel like for me it's just like, my biggest red flag would be the controlling behavior. I don't want nobody that's gonna control my every single move, every single thing that I do. And I do not like people who are a narcissist. And I also do not like people who put me down. Like,
True. Now, see, but that's another thing. So, like, with red flags, so a lot of people don't like the controlling thing, which, okay, yes, I don't want to be controlled. But also, it depends on the people, because, like, for me, a lot of people, a lot of women, they'll say, I don't like the clingy thing. I love it. I love it.
I don't.
Clink on me,
but you know what?
On me.
Do you want to know something that's so funny? I did not like. I was very much did not like clingy men.
I know you did it.
I did not like clingy men.
But she do not.
I love my man to be very much clingy. I want him to be under me all the time. I want to be under him all the time. But I mean, of course, when I say all the time, I mean like, of course, we give each other our space. That's one thing that I feel like in a relationship people lack. Me and my boyfriend do give each other our space. We do give us our time to do our own little thing. But I
feel like in a previous example for my previous relationship, we were both working, but I was about to be working and going to school. I hadn't started college yet. I was about to start college, and I was actually taking face-to-face classes. So it wasn't, I'm available 24/7. That became an issue for us. I got something going on and you don't. And so now it's like, you're constantly, what you doing? Where you at? I miss you. Like, and it's not wrong with that, but if you're not doing nothing while I got something going on, don't hound me. Like, especially when it's something like that. Like, that's something for us to
And
better
that's
myself,
why I would say like another one of my big things is a red flag. Lack of motivation. Like if you don't have motivation to want to do anything, I don't want to be with you. Like, because you're not going to motivate me. And sometimes I'm going to need you to pick me up when I'm down. Because that's just life in general. When you're in a relationship, you are supposed to help each other. Mm-hmm. You are supposed to be there when each other are down. But it's like if you have no motivation, what are we gonna do? And then I'm going and doing all the things that I want to do, and you just still right there not doing anything.
See, my thing is like, and again, it goes back to not being picky, but no, but I knew back then I didn't want to have kids and be like, listen, baby, your mama was working, she was going to school, I was doing this, I was doing that, and then they look over at their daddy and be like, well, Dad, what were you doing?
Exactly.
And but baby daddy just graduated and was, flipping burgers, washing dishes. That's it.
Like, that's wild to me. And like
not saying, hey, because you can make a living flipping burgers.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is,
in their life, but
I just don't want that. I feel like for me, I don't want that because I know my worth. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger,
you are the prize.
I am the prize. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when I was young and I was 21, it was cool for me to get with a guy who was working at a burger joint. I'm not gonna lie. But as an adult, as a 26-year-old, and I have my own stuff going on, I'm making moves. If you flipping burgers, you need to be flipping burgers to be trying to do something better, not be flipping burgers and you're 45 years old. I'm sorry.
You know what? So like, this is the thing. I think we gotta go back. We gotta because everybody's red flags is also based off of what they think they're supposed to have in a relationship. So like, I don't mind certain controllingness because I like cleanliness. Mm-hmm. And again, I feel like that's a part of a relationship, like, because I'm going to be clingy.
Yeah. And you know what else I think is a red flag for a relationship? Low self-esteem within yourself. If you have low self-esteem within yourself, you're not going to love someone else correctly. I feel that is,
when I tell you, so like, okay, my friend will tell you back in the day, after a certain amount of relationships and trying, I was like, you know what? I need to pause. So I took a hiatus. I took a break off about a year. I was like, let me find myself. Let me learn myself and love myself. Well, strike when I started to learn to love God as well and love myself. And it's a whole different thing. So like at that time, it was just like I wanted to be in a relationship with somebody because I wanted somebody to love me. Just because I felt like I didn't get all the love I should have received as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I've always, like my friend will tell you, I'm a big-hearted person. And so, like, I've always been just a person willing to love somebody. I may be a little quiet, but once you get that out of me, like, I got just so much love to give. Yeah. So then it was like, okay, well, now I'm trying to give this love off to anybody but myself. And I'm pointing all the flaws in myself. And it's like, hold up, God was telling me, like, hey, wait. You're the something to find. Like you're the I'm the prize. Like Lord Harvey said, remember you are the prize.
You are the prize.
Like not saying like a man ain't nothing to find either. No. But before you go out there trying to give love, you got to learn how to love yourself. If you can't love yourself, it's not gonna work right. It's like loving yourself is the foundation of just living better, period. Because then after that, like honestly, if you look at my iCloud and you look at the dates on my pictures, after that year, baby, I love myself and ain't nothing nobody can tell me about myself.
And that's important.
And then you got a different glow. Like I started getting people telling me, like, you just look happy. Yeah, yes, I am. Like, bitch, I am very happy. Why are you happy? No fucking reason. I just woke up.
Yeah.
So like you have to love yourself before you can go out there and love somebody else. Mm-hmm. And so then now here I am. I done found somebody that loves me the same way I love myself. He loves himself the way I love him. Like, that's perfect. And it matches. And then it makes it even better. And then, like, that's another thing because I pray every day when I pray, I thank God for loving me, letting me love myself, and then also letting somebody else, like, not family, but somebody on earth to love me willingly. And, like, now I see why God gave us free will. Because it's a beautiful feeling.
It is. It is. And I don't want. First of all, let's begin from here. When I say red flags in a relationship, I mean for women and men.
Yeah, because
Men,
guys, y'all, some guys, y'all be dating anything. Like,
yeah, like, and y'all be like
y'all give us a bad name.
amazing guys. Like, y'all be top, like, literally be great guys. And y'all, some women out here will literally fuck these guys up, and then they turn into hoes. And then they treat the next girl they treat them bad. And it's even that way for a woman. And I'm not gonna lie, like, don't think my friend, yes, she did take a year and find herself, but you can also be in a relationship and find yourself, but your person has to also want to do that.
Obviously, y'all gotta be on the understanding. So, like, if you feel like you're not loving yourself correctly, like, I chose to,
to be single.
I don't want to be with nobody by myself. I want to do this on my own. If you with somebody and you feel like, even if 5 years from now it comes and like I say, hey, baby, I'm not loving myself no more. Even if you are with somebody for 7 years, y'all have kids or something, you say, hey, like, I'm just not feeling it anymore. He or she needs to say, hey, okay, we need to sit down and we need to figure out why you're not loving yourself.
Yeah, and that's why I love my boyfriend so much. He has been my friend to my man. He has been my best friend for years, and we started dating in October. But I did not love myself. First of all, before I got with him, I was in a very toxic relationship. And like I told you guys before in my podcast prior, he really made me dislike myself. And when I say self-love, this is important. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, I'm in church now and I am finding God. And me and my boyfriend, we have been celibate. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was out here in the world, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't just sleeping with any type of freaking man, but I did have my few, and sex was my coping mechanism to just get over anything. It was my coping mechanism. It's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go do that to get over it. But that's not even like, and that's a red flag too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if sex is a coping mechanism for you, that is a red flag. You should not be addicted to it. Okay. Because it's like, what if people be addicted to it to the point where they can't even like be with anybody? They sleep with multiple people in a day. Like, it is wild. I wasn't like that. But what I'm saying
is, but also, it's not even sleep with different people, because you could be a sex addict in a relationship, and instead of being with the person because y'all are, loving each other and supporting each other, y'all just with each other because y'all good in bed together.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, once we took, don't get me wrong, we already was like amazing and we could talk everything, but I feel like once you take that away so much and you really sit down and talk about the things that are really like the issues, you sit down and you tell them how you feel. If you have an insecurity, you sit down and you tell them how you feel. Me and my boyfriend have a very open communication. Like, if I feel some type of way, or I feel like, babe, you know what, today is just not my day, I'm depressed today, he gonna have my back. And even days with him, he be like, you know, babe, today I don't feel my best, I'm gonna have his back. That's when I say, when it comes to like, but me taking that away, I honestly feel like him doing that and him on this journey with me, it helped me so much. So now I feel like that I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? To help me get over how I'm feeling or something. I could go talk to God. I could go have a conversation with him. Or I could just write it in, like I said before, guys, a journal. I love it. Journals are amazing.
But no, it reminds me, because like a lady was saying, like, she said 50-50 is like the most bullshitest thing she ever heard of. Everybody's not going to be able to give, like, of course, 50-50. And it's not even just money-wise 50-50.
I don't never feel like a relationship is 50-50.
Yeah,
it's never going to be that way.
Some days, the best days, it'll be 50-50. Some days, it's 90-10. Some days, it's 60-40. And then when you guys, as she said it, we're both below 50 and we can't carry each other's weight, we come up with a plan to, hey, how can we continue on our day-to-day without us being mean to each other? Because, when you get in the mood and you're mad at the world, work is like getting on your nerves, the first person there is the person you're going to take it out on.
And I'm not going to lie.
And like I got a bad habit of it. I admit it. I do.
I have a bad habit.
Like, especially if I like to pile stuff up on my plate because I like to help people, but then I get frustrated and then I'm going to take it out on him. And then that's my red flag, because I'm gonna take it out on him, but I'm gonna still do this to help people, and I know it's gonna frustrate me. So I put myself in this predicament, and he just like, well, baby, don't do this no more, then. And I'm like, but baby, I can't.
Exactly.
I gotta help.
I can't do it. Like
I can't say no.
It's like y'all, we come from a very big family. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people, and we are like, after my mama and my aunties, we the head.
We the oldest of like the next people down.
We the head, so
it's all on us.
It's always all on us, and like
not like all on us, but we set the example. We are the ones that, hey, you see what they did? Y'all need to go do that. Exactly. So yeah, it's all on us. We set by example. You see how they went to high school and then went to college? That's what y'all need to do. So for like our younger siblings and our younger cousins, that's what we are. Them, but... Yeah, and like don't get me wrong, I'm glad that I could be that person. Like I got my little sisters, they're 9 and 8. Well, I'm sorry, birthdays with me because they'll kill me. They're 10 and 9. Yeah. So like I want them not to follow in my footsteps, but to be better than me. But like, if anything,
take a little thing.
Yeah, from you know what I'm learn saying? From my lessons and mistakes. Like,
and people don't even realize when I say what are red flags, you need to know the different kinds. Yeah, there is physical,
but you know what? Also, people don't know red flags is not just my boyfriend, my girlfriend. Red flags is family. Period.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want y'all. When I say relationship, like she said, thank you. Relationships. I mean, in any relationship, work, friends, significant others, family. Even for your family, like sometimes family could be such a red flag. I feel like for me, if you are a family member and you're only around when it's hype or like things are going good, and you're never around for the times that I need you the most, and like.
Or no, if you the cousin I don't see at the funeral, red flag.
Exactly. If you
like you show up only for the funerals, that's
my
the problem.
Colored people, y'all know what that is. Y'all know the cousins.
Fellow African Americans.
That's always. I got one cousin. He always every funeral he'd be talking about.
Show up late at that.
Exactly. It show up late. But don't get me wrong. I love him, but I know he be lying. I know my cousin be lying.
And then the cousin that also we got to do this again. We got to do this again, y'all. We got to make sure we do this more often.
Lying.
Nigga, stop.
Completely lying. Literally lying. Like you know.
But also, so like to go along with red flags, it's also learning how to set boundaries. Learning how to be able to say, okay, hey, not even just saying no, but just saying, you did this. It made me feel this kind of way. Can we not? How can we move on from that? Like, and it's hard for us in our community because us African American people, we grow up in a world where like, okay, your elders, and then there's you, and then everybody your cousin just because your mama and your dad. Mm-hmm. You're like, if I don't know you, I didn't grow up with you. I'm sorry, you may have my blood in your veins, but you're not my family. I mean, I'm
gonna be honest. I don't talk to nobody on my dad's side of the family. Listen, I mean, I have a few cousins online that I talk to, but I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, red flag. Like my dad's wife, like I said, me and my dad don't have the best relationship. Before, you guys don't know that, but now you do. His wife is an extreme red flag. So I do not put myself in those situations. I'm gonna give you an example of a family member things why I say it is a red flag. So, my father and his wife and my family on my dad's side, they were having a family reunion. It just passed. And my father was supposed to call me, or his wife was supposed to call me and give me the information. But they decided to call me the day of the get together. And the place is literally an hour away from where I stay. And I know that they know that. But for me, that is a red flag. I don't want to put myself in a situation like that because now I'm upset because you already know that we don't have that good of a relationship and we don't talk that much. I feel like you should have sent me the information prior so you can know that I was coming, or at least call me and be like, well, are you coming? Like days before.
It's giving not one.
It's giving not. And that's a red flag for me. So why would I even put myself in that situation? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this is another big red flag. And please, because it's like, I'm seeing so many people, so many women, children, even even men, they are dying. If your person has anger issues, please, that is a red flag. Anger issues are a red flag. People
Yeah.
are dying from it. Like I'm not even kidding. I seen a story on Facebook where the lady was with this man. She already knew he had anger issues. She was still taking him back after he beat her. Taking him back, taking him back. He killed her and her kids.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot too. But it's not even like I said again, boyfriend and girlfriend. Because I see stories where people snap at work. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, see, I work at a elementary school / middle school, and we have an
People
employee
snap and kill their families.
that I think he might have, if he ever got to that point. But we gonna talk about that.
I just stay around from people who have anger issues. Like people, even your family, like people in your family, like people have anger issues.
Well, I'm not gonna say stay away because some people can have anger issues and they just need that help.
No, I'm
But
staying away from you. I'm sorry.
friend.
Okay, y'all, I do have a little bit of anger
Because
issues.
back in the day,
But when I say anger issues, I mean anger issues to the point where it's like they're gonna put their hands on you every single time.
Well, of course, yeah. Now after that, you can only a person can show you who they are.
Don't think when I
For
say
you to
anger
believe
issues,
it.
I mean, yeah, they finna cuss you. They cussing, you screaming again like friend wise like that. Because don't get me wrong, I have anger issues, but I am
Yeah.
a loving person and I'm very helpful and I'm gonna always have your back. And don't get me wrong, I have anger issues from like prior stuff. When I say anger issues, I mean punching holes in walls, like near your face, like that type of anger
Not
issue.
near your face.
Like putting a gun to your head.
It's not funny. It's just near your
like,
face.
Near your face. Like
not punching the hole, but near your face.
Like that is like near your fucking face. Like that is anger, bitch. I'm not dealing with you if it's like that. And also fucking like dragging you across the goddamn hallway. That's one. Or physically putting a gun in your face. That's two.
Yeah.
And, like it's just so many. When I say anger issues, bitch, I mean it like that.
But also because anger issues go along with other mental illnesses.
That's true, but
So when you say
that's something that I think that they need to go talk to God about. Or talk to a therapist.
Yes, but anger issues alone, some people just need help with the anger issues.
Some people do.
My friend, she okay.
I am not.
We older, so that's one.
That's one. Because child, I can't fight like I used to.
Her man keeps her down and a little calmer.
And that's what I'm saying. If you are, and that's why I say you have to be with someone who's willing to take that journey with you or finding yourself. Because my goal mode was always. You yelling, you screaming, you cussing, I'm finna go. It's like I want to fight. Now I'm not finna fight you. I'm not finna fight you, bro. I'm gonna walk away from you. Now you might get cussed out if you push it too far, but I'm not gonna put my hands on you because it's literally no reason.
And again, it also goes with outside of just boyfriend to girlfriend relationships. Because like again, I work at an elementary school, but I work at a predominantly white elementary school. So. And I've been there for like 5 years now. And when I tell you, I have found so many times that I just be ready to I have to, all of us black people, we got that inner white voice.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, how are you? You see,
like, how
are you? How's the day?
How you doing?
And so when I put that voice on, I'm a whole nother person. Mm-hmm. But it's so many issues at that school that will make you want to, bitch, what? Do you see that I'm black? Do you not know?
You got to catch yourself.
But yeah, and I have she was a teacher, but she's not at the school anymore. But I have a friend at the school, and I go to her all the time because she's been working there a lot longer than me. Being black, how do you deal with being at this school with these people sometimes, with white people sometimes? Mm-hmm. Because it again goes with microaggression, which we're not gonna get into that too much, but. Just the anger issues inside of me, because I get mad because then once I get mad, I'm petty. I don't want to do nothing. Hey, could you help me get this? I got so many. No, that's not in my job description.
Not even gonna lie, because speaking of go ahead. I'm gonna tell you.
Just also, and then with family members, you have anger issues. Sometimes it's best to just hey, let's talk about this. I see that you're angry. But with us, again, family members, they like to push your buttons that don't care.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. My family, I love them, but they is the number one picky push. They is the number one picky push. Okay? It's only a couple people
when you know a person's
really
buttons to push.
No, girl, it's like generations. It's generations of like pushing buttons. You hear me?
I'm just saying,
and
but
when
like,
I say pushing buttons, bitch, it's
that's
like,
what makes it worse with family because I know your button. I know what's gonna tick you off. So I'm gonna push it because I'm mad and I need you to get mad with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with family, it's always gonna be like that. Cause like again, but that's family who people who really know each other. Like that's my family.
Yeah.
And they know this because I got people that got blood like me, but they don't know that this gets on my nerve. They don't know that this pisses me off, and they don't know like I'm this close to slapping your ass. Like they don't understand that. Yeah, it's serious sometimes. Like literally, just
like
push that shit out.
push that shit out.
But
you know, it's hard out here for a pimp.
But
when you're trying to make the money for the rent, all the Cadillacs and gas from speed will have a whole lot of shopping shit. Sorry, I had to say that when she said it.
Anyway, but yeah. So back to the red flags.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so before we go finish, because now we're gonna talk about the next topic, how to overcome it. I want to mention my sponsor one more time. Like I said, Peggy Locks. If you want to get crochet, passion twists, dreads, butterfly locks, even if you need a retwist, she has the most reasonable prices in West Palm Beach. You can message her on Facebook at Sean Collins. You are the prize. Okay? You are the prize.
They keep playing that Lord Harvey video. You are the prize.
I love that. Speaking of Lord Harvey,
even though I love the saying and I love to say it, I'm not like.
I'm not talking about Lord Harvey. I was actually about to talk about that whole situation that happened today with the man hitting him with the chair. Everybody they got chair earrings. Chertavius. They got earrings. They got all types of
stuff. Thugging with my around. I got a chair, the lady on the ground.
They should. And you know what? My auntie just told me that Marlon Wayne was like, "Oh, black people just don't know how to act." No, we know how to act.
You know what?
How many times they whooped our ass in slavery?
I get what he's saying. I get it.
I mean, I know, but it wasn't his fault though.
We come so far to be treated with respect.
Exactly.
And the slightest moment, like, and I'm not gonna lie, because if I was there, oh yeah, we fight. But you know, us black people, we always say things to the next level.
Yeah.
And yeah, because after them peoples tried to whoop up on that man, they tried to get back on their boat.
It was the man swimming in the water for me. Like that dang but you Little Mermaid.
And see, that's the thing where they shouldn't have took it there.
Yeah.
So like it was 5 or 6 of them on this one black man.
Yeah.
But us black people go, because we don't die, we multiply. We 30 deep. You know. They listen. I ain't gonna lie, because I love that Wakanda Forever moment.
Yeah.
When they all take their shirt off and they walk back up to that boat, they like, you know, black people do that skip.
Yeah.
Skipping up to that boat, like
I loved it.
This boat ain't going nowhere.
And I don't care what nobody
Freedom
got to say.
ring and all.
I don't care what nobody got to say. I loved it. I get what he was saying. We don't know how to act sometimes.
After
but at that moment,
situation was over, the very first time when they were fighting, I think that in a respect, like, to keep our dignity and not be those black heathens that's always fighting, it could have been left alone. Like, hey, okay, the fight is over with, the man is safe.
I'm sorry, but my heart,
I know,
would have been too
people,
pissed
we gotta
off.
get it back in blood.
You know what's so crazy to me? I want Marlon Wayne to be that black man, cause I promise you, all the Waynes coming,
Almost
the uncles. All of them, they all coming, bro. They all coming. You can't tell me that you wouldn't continue to try to whoop that man's ass after all them people trying to jump on you.
I get both sides. I do. Because, like, I've always been a firm believer that we ain't our ancestors.
For real.
Like, you know.
Do I look like Harriet Tubman to you? And I love Harriet Tubman. But I am not under the
we ain't no underground railroad.
There ain't no underground road here, baby.
Ain't nothing underground. We on big top.
Like, you hear me?
We on the streets.
You hear me?
But I get what he's saying. All right, so overcoming the red flags.
Yes, so how to overcome red flag?
It all depends on the red flag, how serious this is to you. Like, is this a deal breaker for you? And are you willing to stay with someone? Can you ignore it? Like, no two people are going to be perfect to each other because nobody's perfect. So, like, in a boyfriend and girlfriend situation, red flags. Can you ignore this? And like my man, I love my man. Thank you to my man. But there's some things that I'm like, okay, I don't like this, and we got to fix this. And then there's some things that I could just be like, oh yeah, he does that, but like I can live with that. I'm okay. Like I ain't finna get rid of my man.
And at the end of the day, who really cares on what anybody else got to say? Regardless if it's a best friend, regardless if it's a family member, regardless if it's a significant other. At the end of the day, if it's a red flag to you, that's cool, but it might not be a red flag to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like it's certain I love my best friend. It's certain things in her relationship I wouldn't allow in my relationship. Yeah. And it's certain things in my relationship she wouldn't allow in hers. And that's okay. You understand?
That's her man.
And that's her man. You get what I'm saying? So like for me, I'm gonna tell you, like, my boyfriend, I hate when I'm explaining something and then he'll just like ask a question in the middle of what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, because they make me feel like you're not listening. It's like I can
let me get my thoughts out. You know I'm losing.
No, friend, I could literally be telling this boy. I could be like, babe, I was having da 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 at work. I had a bad day at work.
Hey, did you pick up that stuff from the stove?
Now I'm gonna forget what the hell I said. Or I know, and it's bad. I hate when I'm like venting, and then he go with the comments or trying to be on the other person's side. Like, what you doing?
Okay, see, now I'm okay with that. Because I'm that person.
I don't want you to do it. Anything
I get it in that moment when you mad. You don't want to hear that. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, hey, remember, we're all human.
And that's what I'm saying. When somebody else finding yourself, I take a step back. And I'll be like, you know what? If he wrong, he wrong. If he right, he right. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to take me a little minute. I ain't going to cap. And that's something I'm working on. But, so I went online and I seen that they had a list of things how to overcome. Acknowledging your own needs is one of the biggest things. Yeah. People.
But that's what I'm saying when I say red flags are also based off of what a person thinks they need in a relationship. Yeah. So like, one, my friend will tell you, my biggest thing I could ever think any relationship, whether it's your mama, your daddy, your aunties, your cousin, your co-worker, your boss, communication is the most important thing.
Literally, Ashley, why is that my second one? Communicate.
Yeah, well, no, because like even before, like back when we were younger, she would come to me or anybody, I would say communication is the most important thing. Like you can't,
and don't be stubborn. Yeah, and don't want to communicate and don't want to talk, because that used to be me, and that's probably why a lot
I give that advice of communication, but I was horrible at it. Well, I'm not saying I was horrible, but
she's still kind of stuck at it. But we ain't gonna talk about it.
First of all, I'm getting better at it. Rome wasn't built in a day. Anyways, but like with my man, because he is big on communication. He's not going to try to sit and fake. He's going to flat out tell me, what's wrong with you? Like, I could tell something's bothering you. I'm not going to wait to figure it out. So what is wrong with you? And so like, which I love, we have these little moments. So like we're laying down. Okay, he's also big on eye contact. So, which I'm horrible at that. I got social anxieties. Like, listen, we was in a college class together, and the professor was like, turn to the person next to you and just stare them in the eye. Don't say nothing. Remember that? Remember? Yes. And like, we weren't sitting side by side. She was sitting behind me. So we both had to turn to strangers, stare them in the eye. And then at the time, because the dude that was sitting next to me, I was like, he kind of cute. But
she was single.
I was single.
Let's put that out there. She was single.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, now I got to stare this boy in the eye. We've been trying to, like, I've been flirting with him for the longest, and I'm going to sit here and stare him in his eye. It was just horrible. So we, like, look over, and he's just like, he's a clown. He was a jokester. Yeah. So he's standing there, like, looking me in my eye. It made it worse. I couldn't do it. So when I got with my man now, and he was like, look, he would tell me directly. He would turn my face, look me in the eye. What's wrong? And so, like, we have moments now where we lay flat and we look each other in the eye, and, like, if it's something serious, like, we need to talk about at that moment, whether it's my emotions and 9 times out of 10 using my emotions, because he's not a very emotional person, or, like, whatever we need to talk about, if we want to talk about how we feeling for each other, like, and we do it every once in a while, because, like, now we're 7 months in, but, like, every little milestone,
we love that.
Yes, we did. But every little milestone we stopped, so like it was like, okay, hey, I'm feeling you, you feeling me. You mine. Like
I
that's
like
it.
that, and that's
Moving
where it
on.
goes back to
That's
like,
when we dropped the love word. Like, okay, I love you. Yeah, like this is serious, and moving on. You ain't going nowhere, you mine. But like we still had those moments. Like,
my boyfriend been there, and that was after the second
'cause
day I met him, and we wasn't even together. Let me tell you, honey.
real Delulu about
He
my
was,
man.
you hear me?
Real Delulu.
He been my man, sis. Let me tell you something, okay? He been mine. The second day, literally the first. Let me tell you, the first day, he put a gaze on me. He was asking me all these questions, asking me about myself, giving me conversation, making me feel like, oh, he cared. The next day, you're mine. I'm sorry. The next time, you're mine. And guess what? He been there ever since.
So the next step of the podcast. How to know when someone's real Delulu. But not like, so like communication is very important. And again, like I said, it goes for every relationship. So like me and my dad, after I got grown and I was able to like not feel like, cause us in the Black community, we feel like, hey, kids can't speak their mind and say what they want to say, how they feeling. They just need to, be a child. So once I got older and we had a real conversation, like, hey, I didn't like this back then, that back then, this back then, that back then. And it was kind of like, okay, I get what you're saying. I'm going to tell you this. This happened because of that, this, that, and that. And it was like, oh, okay, well, now that I'm older and you telling me this, I understand it.
Yeah.
Like, now that I see kids, because now I have a, older brain and I understand if I was in your shoes back then, I would probably do the same thing. Communication, it helps to understand them because, again, nobody's a mind reader. No, I can't read your mind. I can't tell what you're doing. And then that's another thing also, because if you don't address a red flag in a relationship and you let it continue because you are blinded by this or that, or you be like, okay, well, you know what, I might could make it work, but you know that this is really going to piss you off and it's really going to just make you want to say,
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's coming from someone who's done it.
It's going to make you explode on that person, and it's going to make the situation worse.
It's going to make it bad. It's going to make it so bad. Like, I've done it. I will overlook big red flags. If a man, or this is for me, just in a relationship, not even friendship wise, I always overlook red flags. I'll be trying to give people.
She is most like, don't get me wrong, like I said, I got a big heart. Out of this friendship duo, she most definitely has
I'm more
to see the good in people.
I always try
like that's,
to see the
and
good
you know what?
people.
That's one of my red flags.
Yeah,
I'm not a
gonna
forgiver.
lie, she's not.
Well, I wasn't a forgiver. Yeah. Like
and
I'm working on myself, but like you could do one thing,
like,
and I'm like,
even she says that she has that. I have a bad thing with communication. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have to work on it. I'm working on it. It's very hard because sometimes I don't want to talk. Even when I'm upset, I don't want to talk. Like, give me a moment, and then I'm gonna blow up on you. And that's why it's something I'm working on. But yes, I am also, like she said, I'm very forgiving. I try to give people a chance.
And I've been bad like, bitch, don't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it anyway. Yeah,
I did it anyway, child. And I regret a lot of. Oh, this is the biggest one. Set boundaries.
Yeah,
set boundaries. Set boundaries. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a relationship with a guy that had 4 kids. 4. I was stepmama to all 4 kids. And when I say stepmama, y'all, I mean cooking and cleaning and picking the kids up. I was their mother, Mary Poppins. I was Mary Poppins. I was Mary Poppins, bitch. And let me tell you something. I told myself, and I said, self said, huh? I said, I don't want to date a man that got motherfucking kids. I said that. I said, I don't want to date a man that got motherfucking kids.
But that's the point of setting boundaries. Like, okay, my man doesn't have kids. And that's one of his things. That's a red flag to him, and that's a deal breaker for him. A woman with kids. He don't want a woman with kids.
And don't get me wrong.
Like, hey, it's nothing wrong with y'all single mothers out there one time for single mothers.
I love these single mamas. I love it. Like, let me tell you something. Let me pause.
We gotta applaud. Round of
applause for the single mama. You hear me?
But I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying though. He's a young man. He ain't got no kids. If you got kids, that ties us down.
And that's why I say it's a red flag because
for some people. Like, and again, it all goes on everybody's red flag. Not
everybody red
'cause
flag.
I know a couple dudes that like to be stepdaddies. But yeah, I wouldn't mind dating a man who has kids. But strike one, here's the boundaries to this. Your child can't be no younger than like 2 years old. Cause a lot of the baby mamas and baby daddies that I know is going off experience. Like, oh, my baby's 2 months old. 9 times out of 10, you still sleeping with her. Cause just 9 months ago, it was how y'all got her knocked up. So
it's giving y'all still hunching on a lot.
Yeah, y'all still wamping for that baby to come out of her punana katana, and I'm not feeling it.
Still clapping cheeks. I don't like that.
Yeah, so that means y'all still messing around. And then two, here's the boundaries with this. If you do have kids, what's the relationship between you and your baby mama? Because I don't got time for her come calling me
and
saying,
that's why
he take care of you, but he ain't take care of his kids.
Listen,
because I'm gonna tell you to handle her before I handle her.
That's why I say set them boundaries. Okay, set them boundaries. If you say you ain't gonna date a man that got kids, and let me tell you something, I don't mind dating somebody that got one.
Even if you had 2 and of age, 2.
And when I say one, I mean,
but I feel like
the baby can't be too young.
3, 4,
because
and 5.
I have dated a guy who had one child, but also I ain't have to do nothing for that child. That person did everything for that child.
It's not about even doing stuff, but like I said, it's the relationship that y'all have. Are y'all co-parenting and that's it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
And then,
that's why I say it's a red flag for me because the 4 kids, bitch, it was just too much.
But your friend, I was telling you back then, I was like, friend, 4.
I know, but
I was like, Wendy's 4 for 4.
You know what? I feel
1, 2, 3, 4.
This was my red flag.
4.
I seen him being a good father, and I ain't have one, so I loved it. That's why. And so I wanted to be that person. He's a great father. He sucks as fuck as a relationship person. Other than, I'm not even gonna say suck. It wasn't that bad. It's just I'm always on mommy, and this is why I say you both have to be set in the same mindset.
You got to be ready to be
because he's already dead. He's already
especially
dead.
with 4 kids. I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
Also, at that time, he was full custody.
He has full custody of all 4 of his
children.
all
4 of his kids, it wasn't, they was with the mama and then it was with the dad. No, they were always
mama's horrible. He has full custody of his children. And that's why I say good father, you know what I mean?
So he in daddy mode all the time.
It was too much.
Listen, I'm trying to be outside.
You get what I'm saying? Like me and my boy, me and my man now, baby, if I want to go out, I can go out. I don't got to worry about no kids. I don't got to worry about no body problems. And when we go out and we buy food, we just worry about us. We ain't got to worry about 4 of the mouths to feed. Mind you, I have my little cousin that I call, which is her sister. I call my daughters. I already got them. So I got 4 plus them. I had 6 kids in a freaking apartment, cooking and cleaning for 6 kids. Mind you, all these kids are under the age of freaking 8.
Yeah, at the time that was crazy.
So
my friend was a champ because I couldn't do it.
Child, that was a red flag. And baby, like I said, me and him don't have a bad relationship. I'm gonna tell you how we broke up. I'm gonna just say it. So
I was trying to provide the background music. Go ahead, tell your story.
Oh, me and him, we broke up because his baby mama decided to move her happy ass back to West Palm Beach. Mind you, she lived in another state. But we're not gonna talk about it.
Let's get back to the red flags. That's that anger issue. Red flag.
No, that's not an anger issue.
They can't see, but
no beef.
She was bracing her knuckles so hard, the face turned white.
She moved back to West Palm Beach, and I'm not gonna lie. Like now as I have found myself, I'm kind of glad he broke up with me. I'm glad that he was like, you know what, I don't want her to deal with that and be put in that situation because he could have continued.
Set me free. Let me go.
Like for real, he set me free. Like I'm not gonna cap. He did. And
my friend was a mama.
Yeah, it was just too much. But like even coming along from setting boundaries, set your boundaries when it comes to your friends. I just literally, y'all, I just told my homegirl, one of my homegirls, I just told her, I was like, when I have a wedding, I only got 3 bridesmaids for real. Yeah, I don't got no friends, and that's why
not even friends, but like I'm so antisocial. Well, not even say antisocial, but like I don't care. I don't make efforts. Like if you ain't making an effort, like I need to see you make an effort to be in my life for me to want to make that. Like okay, you know what? they do call me. I'm gonna call them. If you ain't doing that, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So like, if I get married, I'm screwed. I ain't got nobody on my my family and the people that live in my household is gonna fill them first 2 rows, and then that's it.
And also when it comes like to setting the boundaries, girl, learning to not tell family members, friends, all your business that goes on in your relationship.
True.
Don't do that.
Back to the boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and like that's something I've always believed in from get go.
Don't do that.
You're gonna forgive your man or your girlfriend. Your family ain't.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go back and tell your mama, let me tell you how Shaquita, you know, how she been acting funny, she been dressing a little
and now they
differently.
beefing.
Your mom, especially guys,
like,
when it comes to guys, your mom is not gonna forgive your girl.
Never.
And she gonna always think she's some fast tailor floozy.
Yep, never. They never.
She's just like that fast tailor
never
floozy.
gonna forgive you.
And she gonna always.
Now my ex fiance mama, she could have. I ain't gonna cap on folks them. Jesus, I know, and like I said, I know that I'm trying to change, and I know that we just talked about God, but Jesus do say in the Bible, this is my favorite verse. This is my favorite verse. Do not.
Y'all.
Don't provoke.
Y'all know those Christians that use some scriptures when they want to. My friend, when I tell you, my friend, God gonna take that out the Bible, cause she always any scripture anybody throws down. God said, "Don't provoke."
Jesus said, "Don't provoke." Don't provoke
like,
me.
It's like it's like an ad for like I can't even get out my mind. It's just she come out of nowhere. God said, "Don't provoke."
He did say don't provoke. Don't provoke me to whoop your ass.
It is in the Bible. Don't provoke.
Don't provoke me to whoop your ass.
It's just, oh my. When I tell you that's her favorite scripture, Lord.
Don't provoke me.
Like, I'm glad she got a favorite scripture with Jesus in the Bible, but
don't provoke me to do it.
It's okay. Like, it reminds me of Medea when she be like, peace be still. And peace is here. Like, you always use that scripture. It kills me.
Because like for real, y'all. My ex fiance mom boy, like, I do everything for your son. Ma'am, you don't do nothing for him. You do nothing for him. But he comes to you when I'm upset.
Like, I'm a red flag for me is a mama's boy.
And he wasn't a mama's boy though.
But it's your mama. And like, you know, I always, even before I started dating, I used to hear stories and I used to be so worried. I'd be like, Lord, no, please don't let me have to deal with it. And like, so my very first boyfriend, his mother, she's deceased now, you know,
child,
maybe, but it was a hot mess. Like, and so with that situation, he cheated on me. This is back when I was younger, and out of nowhere, don't even know where she got my number from. My son would never and you gonna get this because it was around Valentine's Day time. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you know, I'm in my feeling. I don't want none of it. You can keep it all. Fuck you, Valentine's Day.
I would have took it all.
He didn't give it to me, but I didn't want none of it. It was like,
child, everything. Like, what you finna buy? Teddy bear and some candy?
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, you know, basket. Yeah. But it was just the point. I didn't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
And so this shit was like, well, you gonna get this Valentine's Day? You ain't finna be texting my phone telling me what I'm finna do.
Child.
And then she got a nerve to tell me, oh, your mother would not want you to be doing. See, that's what we talking about.
No, she said. Did she say your mother don't want you hanging around somebody like me? Because I was gonna whoop her ass at the store, y'all.
Oh no, that was afterwards. This is when we first broke up. Yeah, it's crazy. Because like he live in the same city as me, so of course we bump into each other. And he's so awkward. Like even I haven't seen him in a very long time, and I'm so glad. But like back then when I used to run into him, it would be awkward. It would be very awkward. And one time I ran into him with his mama, and I don't even know how words were exchanged.
I don't remember actually,
but my good friend here and her
this
red
is when
flag
I
anger
was
issues.
Younger, you guys.
It was like, stop the car. I will fight you and your mama.
Like on game.
And so here we are. We arguing with them.
But no, on
folks no great.
On folks no great.
Yeah, we was
fight. What's the next one? Choose positive people. Choose positive people after leaving any situation, a friendship, a relationship, even family members. The next people that you choose to be around you after you get over the situation or after you take yourself out of the situation that you're in with the person or the people that are doing the red flags, choose the next people you choose, let them be positive.
But it's also basically saying don't go picking the same people again. Like, if I got a company and I need somebody to come do a certain job. Like I need somebody to come work this forklift. I hire somebody. Obviously, he don't know what he doing. Or she takes the forklift and she's spinning around the company with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fire her. Now, what's the point of me going to go get somebody that's gonna do the same thing again? It's not helping me.
Mm-hmm. And you know
So
what?
you need to go out there and pick somebody. Like before you refill this position, make sure you're doing it with the right person.
And this is when I say choose positive. When I say choose positive people, I mean if you are not open enough to open your heart to someone, help somebody, and be there for someone. And that's I love you gave that example because I was at church and my Pastor Shelton,
Amen. Praise the
Lord, Pastor Shelton. He gave an example at church. He was like, you go to a job and this person tells you they call you in office and they tell you we finna close this company down 3 months. They're gonna be closed down. None of this company gonna be here. You are the only person that knows. Your employees don't know nothing. How are you gonna move? How are you gonna act? Are you gonna let your employees know? I mean, you gonna let your friends know, or are you going to just be like, forget it and just go on by your day? And that's where it comes into like, I'm not the person that's gonna quote everything from the Bible because that's not who I am. But when I say this, I mean you have to have a good heart. I don't want to be around you if you don't have a good heart. You cannot get into the gates of heaven without having a good heart because God, He loves His enemies. You understand? He loves the weakest person. And don't get me wrong, that's something that I'm working on. That is something that I am working on.
It's 2 10 in the book.
But that's when I say choosing positive people. I want someone who is willing. If you see a homeless person and you got $1 on you or a couple dollars on you, you gonna give it to that person. And then you know what else? If you are always depressed and sad, I don't want to be around you because that rubs off on you.
But also that's a red flag that people also you shouldn't. I'm not gonna say okay. You need to know your red flags, and it may sound hard, but because you can't put yourself if you always depressed, you always sad. Why put somebody else through that? That's a red flag.
And you know what? That's why I go into the next
misery loves company.
How to overcome when this is so important. That's why I say depression. How to. This is why I say that because this is my next one. I love you brought that up. Be what you look for.
Yeah. This one I am a wholeheartedly, especially when it comes to dating. I'm big on that. So like I feel like when I was looking for men, I'm looking for somebody that's either where I'm at or better.
For real, because if you working at Burger King and you want
not even like what your job or depending on our age.
If you're working at Burger King and you want somebody that makes 7 figures, what are you doing? You're catching the bus.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, but like, okay, so back then we were younger. Even now, like, I'm not gonna say, oh, you need to have your own place.
And that's
the
problem. You
need to have your car. You need to have a nice job that gives you time, vacation. You need, if I'm making $11, you need to be making $22. I'm not gonna say. How can I say that? I can't bring that to the table. I can't make you bring it to the table.
Exactly, and I don't like that because and it's guys like that. It's guys, and it's like women, but it's also women
because like the family we come from, our parents, they are like back in the day. They
still saying that mindset.
They used to a guy, working, being able to have a car, come get them, take them on a date. Pay for everything. Like, not get me wrong, because like when me and my man go out, he pays.
My man pays, baby, and I love him every single day. I love him every time he take that card out. I get happy.
It's a beautiful feeling, or better yet, I love
because bitch, I used to be the one taking my
I don't know
about
nobody else, but I love when like we go somewhere or we like if we sit down to eat and he'll give me his card and be like, go ahead and go pay that thing, and he's like, sit back. It's a beautiful feeling. Like, don't get me wrong.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you, we finna go walk. You finna get all the
Let me tell you something. When
about to be blessed.
But listen, when
like I hope ain't nobody impression for go watch this. But like
when my man give me that card, the swipe. When my man let me. When my man let me put his card,
like he leaned back like Big Daddy gonna wait for you.
When he let me put his card. When he let me put it on my cash app, and bitch, I can just transfer the money.
Oh no! When you hit the Apple Pay.
I swear to God, I love you. You know what
Like
I'm saying? Because it's been hard out here.
one day,
I always was the bitch that had to take on my card.
but no, like one day I forgot where we were, and he had grabbed my phone. And I'm like, okay, and like it's nothing for him to grab my phone. We know each other's passwords, so like sometimes I don't want to look on my Facebook. I want to look on his Facebook because it got different stuff. But he was typing stuff. So I'm like, what is you doing? He's like, oh, I'm putting my card on your Apple Pay, so use it. Huh? Put a Dorito on you. Put a
Wait,
Dorito.
what Cardi say? What Cardi say? What's her
Put a Dorito on your
I don't take
and let me
plans
take
me.
it
I
off.
just
Like, cause baby, you deserve it at this point.
no, for real.
This ain't even trying to pay bills. This is you're leisurely just giving me money to spend leisurely. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Like,
Like,
it's
but
just
again,
important.
back to the bring because then now it's like okay, he gets paid weekly. Sometimes he goes through paying his bills. Here's Tuesday. You want something to eat for lunch? I'll send you $20, babe. Order you something. And you know,
Faithfully.
even though he be giving, big amounts and I'll be giving my little $20, $50 here and there or whatever. It just I feel I'll be like, yup. I pay for my man to eat today. I pay for him to get a haircut.
It just feels nice.
It's nice to be able to.
That's what I'm saying.
That.
Be what you look for. I'm not gonna ask my man to have be making $25 an hour. I'm sorry. I'm not because
but
I'm not.
You know, this also goes back to them girls that give some of us women bad names. Like I had a friend that he was like, yeah, man, like I pay for her to get her hair and her nails done. When she work, I don't even know what she be doing with the money because I make sure all the bills straight. Like, it was one of the coworkers at the school, but it was just like, I'm sitting there like, baby, I would think about getting with you because if you doing all that,
a long time coming, and that's why I'm just saying like
you doing stuff important. Like that. But again, now he gonna get with the next girl and he'll be like, hey, like Tree, you need to do what you got to make it do. I can't help you. I don't know if they're still together. I hope they're not still together because he was a really good dude.
Know when to leave is the next one. Know when enough is enough for you, or know when. Even if you feel like you are in a relationship and you feel like you need to break up with that person to learn how to love yourself and find self-love, or that person give you too many red flags, just know when to leave. Know when it's time. Know when enough is enough. And that's why I say for me, my she been around.
But now, like, seriously, you gotta know when you are done with it. Like, not even when you're done with a person. Know when I was quiet in the background, but know when you cannot be that person for somebody no more. Like, and again, it goes with setting your boundaries. But it's like, hey, I can't be a good girlfriend no more right now. Like, I don't have it in me, or I just don't want to be in a relationship no more. Don't drag people along. Like, hey, we work together.
Let me tell you something.
I don't got it in me to hang out with you after work no more.
And this is
I ain't got it in me to come to work and pull your weight, and you not pulling your weight.
This is why I say
I ain't got it in me.
You so stupid. This is why I say like go back to like choosing positive people, because after I got out of a relationship with the person who had the 4 kids, I got in another relationship. That's the relationship I got in. That's the relationship that was like extremely toxic, like I said before. He made me very depressed, very unhappy. I was fighting with my family. I wasn't talking to my family. I was arguing with my best friend. It was so bad.
I was like,
but girl, shut up.
Nah, but it comes and again.
But that's why I'm saying know when to leave, because I let it keep going on till it happened, and like we got literally fuck, like he was about to stab me. It was a huge argument. Like it was really bad. I threw his stuff out the house. Yeah, it was bad.
But just dragging people along, and then that creates problems for other people, because if we're in a relationship and you know that you can't be a good boyfriend no more, but you still talking to me and dating me, and like we're going for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and like you all of a sudden say, "Hey, couldn't do this. I've been messing up, and like I can't do it no more. I've been do this, but I ain't know how to tell you I couldn't. But I'm sitting here invested, because relationships are an investment,
and that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm gonna hurt you, like real deal. Like my longest relationship is 7 months. Like I told my boyfriend after this, I'm not gonna know how to act. I just want you to know that. I
This
don't even
ain't
know
my
how to be a
longest
girlfriend no
relationship.
more.
This ain't my longest, but I told mine you'd have been the best. So, baby,
But
you
no,
try
I'm
to
just
leave,
saying,
I'm gonna
like,
take you out.
I already told him I ain't gonna know how to act after
For
7
real.
months because I ain't never been with nobody.
You might
I ain't never
completely go in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we make it to a year. I'm gonna be like, damn. So like, what we supposed to do now? Like, is this the part where we get married? Or
No, girl.
What we supposed to be doing?
Keep going.
Like, I don't even know how to act. Like, I feel like it's a game, and this is once you get to level 1.
Because you never like.
I never been there.
Yeah. So
he ain't never been there either, but he cooler than I am.
And it's just like
we just gonna keep going. Duh.
I wish people would know when to leave a little bit more though. You know what I'm saying? I wish people would take a knowledge into knowing if you know your worth. That's the next one.
The prize.
This is the last one for today, you guys. Know your worth, because a lot of people don't know their worth. A lot of people don't know how important you are. A lot of people don't know how amazing of a girlfriend you are. I did not know how amazing of a girlfriend I was until I got in a relationship I was now. I'm 8.
I've been on all this shit.
Spectacular girlfriend.
You know people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly. Trust your gut. That's the next one. Trust your gut. If you feel like
I feel like trusting your gut is so old and out the window because sometimes people gut miss them.
No,
that whole thing Quavo.
This is why I'm saying
you don't know what to do no more.
You're so stupid. No, when I say trust your gut, I mean like if you know it's a red flag, bitch, trust it. Like you're not stupid.
Wait, y'all ready for the conspiracy? They say trust your gut, but they also say follow your heart. So what you supposed to do?
Oh, well, I actually don't know the answer to that
That's a
one.
rabbit hole. I want y'all to go home and think about that.
Put that in you guys' book.
Follow your heart.
Let's comment what that means, you guys.
So do you trust your guts or do you follow your heart? Like that's the poll you need to put up. Which one? Like what you doing? Are you trusting your gut or are you following your heart?
I'm gonna put it up under the thing, guys. Okay.
But yeah.
Know when to leave is the next one. Know when enough is enough for you. Or know when, even if you feel like you are in a relationship and you feel like you need to break up with that person to learn how to love yourself and find self-love, or that person give you too many red flags, just know when to leave. Know when it's time. Know when enough is enough. And that's why I say for me, she been around.
But now, like, seriously, you gotta know when you are done with it. Like, not even when you're done with a person. Know when I was quiet in the background, right? But know when you cannot be that person for somebody no more. Like, and again, it goes with setting your boundaries. But it's like, hey, I can't be a good girlfriend no more right now. Like, I don't have it in me, or I just don't want to be in a relationship no more. Don't drag people along. Like, hey, we work together.
Let me tell you something.
I don't got it in me to hang out with you after work no more.
And this is
I ain't got it in me to come to work and pull your weight, and you not pulling your weight.
This is why I say
I ain't got it in me.
You so stupid. This is why I say like go back to like choosing positive people, because after I got out of a relationship with the person who had the 4 kids, I got in another relationship. That's the relationship I got in. That's the relationship that was like extremely toxic, like I said before. He made me very depressed, very unhappy. I was fighting with my family. I wasn't talking to my family. But thank you so much for joining me. This was so nice, you guys.
It's been a while,
Yes. And you guys don't know who this is. Go watch my prior videos. Go watch my prior videos.
AP, back in the day, I had another past life, but.
So thank you guys for coming.
When I have kids, I'm gonna have to go back and show them.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, Mommy.
They're gonna be like, look at me and your auntie back in the day.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. And some days I still wish I was a kid again.
Hey, not for real. I want to be a kid.
No.
Like the other day, I asked my mom, remember when you told me you brought
me
and take me out?
Take me out, baby. Put me back.
Well, I'm a doctor, but like, you can still take me out. You can still take me out.
Put me back.
You can still take me out. I don't need
But like I said,
and remember, you are
the prize. Before we go, I want to give a shout out to this strong, beautiful Black woman, Peggy Locks. If you are looking for crochet, passion twists, butterfly locks, dregs, weave twists, anything, she does them all, and she has the most reasonable prices in West Palm Beach. You can message her on Facebook at Sean Collins. Again, that's SHONCOLLINS. Okay, like I said, Black women, we are strong. We are resilient.
You are kind.
We are powerful. You are important. Okay, we are powerful.
Hey, real quick, how you feel about this?
We're gonna talk.
Let's go.
We're gonna talk about that on another podcast for another day because we got to go. But thank you for coming. This was so nice. You got anything you want to say before we close out?
No.
Girl, you don't want to say bye to the fans or nothing?
I'm sorry. Okay. This is AP, and we are signing off.
Peace.
There you go.
I'm a heartbreaker, but I got you next to me. All them lonely nights, girl, I need your therapy. You got your guard up and you threw away the key. But I knock your guard down, cause my love in jeopardy. I'm a heartbreaker, but I got you next to me. All them lonely nights, girl, I